Hey cuties, PeachY here, welcome back to a new video, and in this video we have some exciting MGA updates to talk about from tons of Bratz news, including Bratz X Clueless collaboration, new Play Sportz, Shadow High Collector dolls confirmed, and more, so stay tuned, subscribe, and let's get into it. Once again, thank you at isnt on Twitter for sharing this information. First up, yes, let's discuss the Bratz Clueless confirmation. Oh my god. Okay, so it says here, this collector's release will be similar to the Mean Girls collab to the previous year. We will get dolls of Cher, Diane, and Amber retailing for $49.99 at the time of publishing this article. It seems like this will be a wider release than the Mean Girls collaboration. This news is surprising as well, since Mattel is also supposed to do a collaboration with Clueless this year. The only big difference is that Amber is not included with the Mattel collaboration. So yes, you heard that right. Mattel's Clueless dolls are supposed to be celebrating their anniversary. I'm assuming the same goes for the Bratz collaboration as, celebrating the anniversary. The only difference here is, the absence of Amber for Mattel, and for Bratz, I guess they just thought, let's do Amber as well. I guess the outfits they would be wearing are gonna be the iconic, yellow, and then for Diane, it would be like a black, kind of like schoolgirl outfit. And for Amber, for the picture that they used here for Seeing Mount, they used this picture of Amber wearing the kind of like red sailor looking outfit, right? So maybe that's what she's gonna be wearing. It's not really clarified, like what they will come with, and also like, like a second outfit or anything. Interesting. I guess we'll have to wait and see like what else they come with, and also the packaging, how that will end up looking like. And of course, the biggest question of all is, will they be the Mean Girls 2.0? Will it be the same thing all over again, just, with Clueless? Oh my god, if that's what happens, that would be really disappointing, that really after a year nothing would have changed. So let's pray that this is really a wider release than Mean Girls, even if it is just a little bit more stock. I'm just hoping that there is a Amazon release, because that would really help out a lot. On Bratz.com, as you may know, they don't ship to every country. Shipping is different. The bugs and glitches on Bratz.com are still there, so I would feel very much more comfortable if they would also release this collaboration on Amazon, like, for sure. If they don't, and this ends up being like another, Mean Girl situation, again, just that would be really disappointing, because that would really show me that Bratz has learned nothing. So, and they claim to hate bots, well, but they're doing nothing to change that, so... Anyway, I am excited for the actual dolls themselves. I hope that they look amazing, and I can't wait to hear more information. I'm just worried about how this will end up looking like with, the release, and how, that might end up turning into a Mean Girls situation all over again. I'm not excited about that part. Next up, also with Bratz, we have a update here confirming that we're getting Bratz Play Sportz here. It says a familiar Bratz line returns for 2025. Retailing for $14.99, we will get dolls of Chloe dressed for tennis, Yasmin dressed for gymnastics, Jade dressed for basketball, Sasha dressed for cheerleading, and Roxy dressed for soccer. Are they reproductions or new dolls? Who knows? Apparently not Seeing Mount, so it could be that they're reproductions of older dolls, or they could also end up being just completely new designs. I think they might end up being new designs, just because, the reproductions for this year might end up being something else, right? So, and I feel like for Bratz, they like to keep it to one reproduction per year. Lately, at least, like last year, we had like the main Slumber Party dolls as the reproduction dolls. So maybe for this year, they want to, keep the main collection also just one per year for reproductions, or maybe these will be reproductions, who knows. But the pricing being at $14.99, I think that's amazing. That's very like cheap. So I'm assuming that they're not going to come with accessories or too much else, just the outfits themselves and maybe simple packaging. So I think that could be very fun to see how they do that. if these are new designs, and even if they are not new designs, I think still, I just hope that they look really cute. I think, you know, sports themed Bratz dolls could be really fun. I personally have not seen any. Obviously there have been some in the past, but I haven't seen any. So to me, this is something new. So this could be very fun. I think, you know, cheerleading, tennis, basketball, gymnastics, soccer, like those are all very unique sports, and yet they're all still very also kind of like similar. So I wonder how they're gonna maybe tie in also the outfits for each girl. Maybe they'll have like some medal for each of them or something. I don't know, like similar to the Hello Surprise OMG sports dolls, right? So I don't know, I feel like there's something here. It could be really cute, so let's see. But I'm excited also, by the way, the release date for these dolls, for Clueless and for this sports dolls might end up being like fall of this year, since we really don't have any other information to go on so far. Now, next up here we have something more mysterious. It's the Bratz X property SF. So here it says Bratz is going on another mysterious collaboration with 3 dolls retailing for oh, I guess we don't have a price. Okay, it's just they're going to be retailing for some price point. We don't know what price point specifically. Yeah, no, we don't have a price, but I'm assuming it's gonna be like not collector level. It's gonna be like, you know, like, maybe I guess collector level. I guess if it's a collaboration, you know, similar to past designer collaborations, you know, Cold Gaia, GCDS, right? Then I guess it would be more on the expensive side. So like 40, you know, 30, 40 US dollars, 50. So I guess it like in that range. Yeah, it could differ for sure. Hopefully not too expensive, because yeah, here we don't know like what the collaboration, like what brand, you know. All we know is like the property is like the initials SF. Okay, that could be anything. But unlike with the Sanrio collaboration, which, you know, we have more information on, and who, you know, we know the characters who will be included. It has been confirmed, right, that that's happening this year. We have no idea about any information as of right now anyway for this new collaboration with SF. So far we only know that there's going to be, we only have the initials of the 3 characters that will be included. For character 1, we have a Y, so probably Yasmin. For character 2, it's an A, so I don't know who's called, you know, like whose name starts with an A in the Bratz universe. Who do you think could be, you know, who that could be referring to for the A? That, you know, who could that be? I'm not sure. And then lastly, for the 3rd character with the S, that seems to be standing for Sasha. So 3 characters, you know, here that will be included in this collaboration. We don't know who for sure, of course, and we're also not sure who they're collabing with for this release. so yes, we don't have too much information here so far, but still, it's just insane that we're having even more collaborations this year. You know, the Mean Girls, the John Paul Gaultier, we have the designer, we're getting a celebrity collaboration as well, apparently, again, and now this. It's just, it's getting a bit too much. Like, I'm getting worried it might be a bit too much by the end of the year with how many Bratz releases we're getting. So speaking of, the Bratziversary collector doll is definitely happening, as we can see here, shared on Reddit. This user at GooseFat shared what seems to be like a listing of the description that reads Bratziversary 2025 doll. Of course, you can see there it says currently unavailable, so the listing doesn't work right now. But so yeah, this is also something else that's definitely going to happen this year. And as we can see from the leaked images, apparently, or maybe that's the John Paul Gaultier doll, that's like the Jade leak. So I'm not sure what this Bratziversary doll, like who it will be in the end. Yeah, but just again, so many releases happening this year for Bratz. It's kind of getting a bit confusing, and also like it's kind of like hard to keep track, like what leaks are for what, and you know, like what information is for what. So honestly, I'm just hoping that we get more clarification as the year goes by, and you know, as more things start to drop. And just as a bit of a recap here, we have a summary done by Mayor JPG on Instagram here of all the as of right now officially, you know, announced, you know, shared information for Bratz releases this year. Of course, so now we have the Clueless collaboration, Play Sportz, the Property SF collaboration. We have the Sanrio collaboration, Scorchin, also at $14.99. Fashion Fantasy. We're getting the Bratzversary collector doll, like I mentioned. The Instagram poll winner full line reproduction, which we are not sure what that might be. The Styling dolls. Then we have the Babies, a new theme, holiday budget doll, the holiday collector doll, John Paul Gaultier, and then we're even getting apparently still the Big Babies Bratz dolls. So okay, I mean, just alone with what I just mentioned, that's a lot of stuff coming out this year for Bratz. So that's a lot. That's going to be a lot of money. I'm praying that a lot of these are not hard to get. I hope that a lot of these are just, mass produced, and that like the Clueless collaboration really just ends up being like, I guess, the most similar to the Mean Girls release from last year. We'll have to wait and see, but what are you most excited for coming from Bratz this year? Let me know down below, because again, this is a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff coming. I think for me, it would have to be this Sanrio collaboration. And then I am, of course, intrigued by the Clueless collaboration as well. I'm just worried that how that's going to go. Hopefully better, but again, fingers crossed, praying to all the doll gods that it goes better. But yeah, let's see what ends up happening with all these releases. I'm a bit, surprised that there's so much going on. Moving to Rainbow High news, first up here, yes, it's now been confirmed that we're not only getting the new budget dolls from Shadow High, but we're also getting Shadow High collector dolls of Chanel and Heather. So it says here, we already knew Shadow High was coming back this year with budget dolls from Series 1 characters, but now Isaac apparently has another surprise for us in store. We are getting characters, collector dolls from 2 characters here from Series 1, Heather and Chanel. They will get a collector release retailing at $29.99 coming later this year. No specific release dates known so far. So yes, Heather and Chanel are getting collector dolls for basically $30 US. I think just like from the pricing alone, we can decipher that they're not going to come with like a second outfit or too much accessories. They're gonna probably have like an elevated design, but still mostly like playline fabrics, if that makes sense. I don't think they're gonna have too much of an elaborate design, because again, they're still $30, which that used to be the price point we would pay for average Rainbow High releases, like Rainbow Vision, the Shadow High, Rainbow High Series 5 dolls. Like those started to cost a bit more, like $26.99. So it's much more similar to that price range than a collector doll release like Lily Cheng or Maria Garcia, or that kind of collector doll that we used to get in the past. So this is definitely going to be much more of a simple level of collector doll, but still these are brand new designs for Heather and Chanel. That's still amazing. So as well with the budget dolls, so this is kind of definitely intriguing to me. I was not expecting this to happen, a collector release for Shadow High, brand new designs. For sure, definitely, I'm surprised, because I thought with the Shadow High budget dolls, it would just be kind of like, MJ, dipping their foot in the water, seeing like if there's a demand still for Shadow High. But now with these collector dolls, it's like, yeah, they're like, no, they're doubling down. They're like, yeah, we're gonna give you some Shadow High dolls. So this is, I'm pleasantly surprised. Now I'm just hoping that the designs look good and that they are good enough, even if they're still simple overall. So yeah, let's hope for the best with these collector dolls, and obviously with now budget dolls and collector releases this year for Shadow High. This might bode well for the future of Shadow High releases as a whole, as we might get even more releases, in the future, if these budget and collector dolls end up selling really well. MJ might think, yeah, we're gonna do even more. So let's see. Also shared by Seeing Mount here, we have some other updates for Rainbow High releases coming this year. First up, we have the Rainbow High Fantasy, Rainbow High Rainbow Shimmers. The gimmick is all dolls feature rainbow highlights in the hair and legs pop off, so kids can put slime in the legs. Oh my god. Okay, we'll get into that. Slime is once again included with each doll that can be decorated with different colors and shapes. From left to right with the pets, that are going to be included with the characters. So I guess Bella is going to have a llama with wings and a horn. Iris is going to have a chameleon with a horn. Skylar will include a bunny with wings and a horn, and then Violet will include a squirrel pet with wings and a horn as well. So there are, yes, as you can see, 4 characters here in this theme. And again, like we just mentioned, they're all gonna have brand new pets. So I guess their original pets no longer exist, or they evolved into these new pets. Honestly, I don't care. I don't have to care anymore. And then of course the gimmick is so bad. I mean, again, the gimmick with the slime already with the original slime core dolls with the crystal, you know, that was already like, okay, we're getting slime, ew. Now apparently, you know, actually popping off the legs to put the slime in the legs. I mean, that's even worse because now it's actually affecting the actual doll itself. Like, because with the original core slime dolls, the slime you were supposed to put in the shoes and in the purse and into the pet, right? But that's not actually impacting the actual doll itself. But now with these dolls, the actual doll is like, it's the actual legs that pop off. So safe to say, we're not gonna have any knee joints or, you know, anything like that. Maybe not even any hip movement, because if you're supposed to pop off the leg, I'm not sure how they would maybe, you know, make it secure enough to keep the slime in the leg, but also still be able to articulate the actual leg joints for the doll itself. So there's a lot to, you know, there's a lot there that they have to make sure it's safe enough and secure enough with the mechanisms. So I'm just gonna expect the worst and you know, expect that they're not gonna have any leg movement at all. So similar probably gonna be to the Sparkle and Shine dolls that had the, you know, glitter globe effect in the legs. But at least with those dolls, the glitter globe effect wasn't slime. And it wasn't at risk of molding or anything like that. But now with these dolls, yes, you know, because you're supposed to pop them off the legs, you know, the mold, the slime might get moldy, the slime might get like really old, and of course it might come out because it's like really easy to pop off the leg. So I feel like this is even worse than the original slime core dolls, because now it's actually impacting the doll itself, you know, with the legs popping off. So yeah, I'm not looking forward to this. Aside for maybe the inclusion of Iris and Bella, I do want to see what their designs look like, and of course the new pets, what they look like as well. Maybe they're cute, maybe they're ugly, who knows. But yeah, this is definitely, like, to me, like the worst gimmick we've had so far for Rainbow High with this Rainbow World shenanigan, you know, because this to me feels like the most unnecessary. Like, I don't think a lot of kids will actually be into like the whole legs popping off thing, because then they're gonna lose the legs, they're gonna break the legs easily. Like, to me, I just feel like it's just gonna be so many problems that are so unnecessary that they really didn't need to do this at all. Next up here, we have some information on the new upcoming Color and Create dolls. The third wave here, the gimmick will be airbrushing and markers that will be used to create colorful dolls. We're getting 3 dolls here, once again, one with green eyes, one with purple eyes, and one with gray eyes. Interesting. With the airbrushing, I wonder how that will work specifically. Next, we also have some information on the fantasy playset Amaya's Rainbow Closet. It says here an Amaya doll will be included here with rainbow hair and shoes that comes with a cute top, 2 skirts, 1 pair of pants, 3 pairs of shoes, and 2 purses. So it seems like to be similar to the original Rainbow High, you know, fashion closet that included also many accessories and exclusive fashion items. But maybe here it will just be revamped to also have a doll, or maybe it'll be something more similar to like the Avery playset, right? Or Ainsley's trunk playset. So maybe something more like that, and no actual physical closet compartment. And because there's also a doll included here. Now the Amaya doll again has rainbow hair, and I am curious to see what these exclusive, designs for the outfits will look like, because those might be really cute. Let's see. Lastly, we have some Fantasy Littles updates. So yes, these are the fantasy dolls of the Littles Rainbow Fantasy Fairies, they're called. So each mini doll comes with wings that can be changed with their pets. So they're interchangeable, basically. The dolls will include so the characters included in this series will be Apple with a deer pet, Ruby's little sister, Astrid with a butterfly pet, pet, the little sister of Iris. Then we have Emerald with a dragon pet, little sister of Jade. Sapphire, dog pet, the little sister of Skylar. And then Amethyst with a Pegasus unicorn pet, the little sister of Violet. And then lastly, we have Opal. She's going to include a owl pet, and she's obviously the little sister of Amaya Rain. So 6 mini dolls in total here. And we have seen the leaks that I will have put in the thumbnail. Yeah, so the leaks, basically they look like a hot mess. They look really, yeah, they're super messy. Like the hair looks so shaggy and like crimped and just too thick. It looks like Polly for sure. The only thing that kind of intrigues me is the clear legs apparently that they will have with these fairies, with these little dolls. And then some of the pets look kind of cute, but like the designs overall for the outfits just kind of look incohesive and just so random to me, you know. So overall, I'm not too excited for these little dolls. It's just more of the same, you know. So I don't think, if you were not a fan of the original Littles dolls, I don't think you're gonna be a fan. You know, they're not gonna turn you into a fan with these new Littles fairies fantasy dolls, because they're still just more of the same. Less articulation, less, you know, fabric clothing, you know, more plastic clothing as well. It's just now they have clear legs. I mean, yay. I mean, hey, listen, they have their demographic, and I do see, you know, like they keep making more, so obviously people like them and people are buying them. You know, but I think for me, I can't get into them. It's just the face is too uncanny, and the lack of articulation and the plastic clothing mishmash with the fabric pieces it's just too, it feels too cheap to me personally. Lastly, we have some more updates on the Color and Create house, the Color and Play house. 6 markers are included here so that kids can color all the walls and floors in this house. This includes the back of the house as well. The color can be washed off when playtime is over. This wooden 3-story house features 5 rooms decorated with a laptop, makeup, kitchen, utensils, plates, cups, food, toaster, and hangers. So I'm assuming this will be basically like the Rainbow High house, just with blank walls, or maybe it'll be like something completely new size, new room designs and stuff. So maybe it'll be something completely separate from the original Rainbow High house. Let's see, I guess. But yeah, I do think like the gimmick of, like, you know, painting on the walls with markers, that could be fun. I think kids just inherently, they love to, you know, paint on walls with stuff already. So I think, you know, them painting on the walls of a doll house, that's kind of genius. So I think this will do well for sure. And that does it for our little recap here of updates for MJ related news, from Bratz to Rainbow High, Shadow High Collector, and more. What are you most excited for from what we talked about here in this video? I'm hoping that with the Bratz Clueless collaboration, that they end up being much better released and wider, much of a wider release than Mean Girls. Obviously, I hope that they learned from their mistakes, even though unfortunately they probably don't care. But yeah, let's hope for the best. You know, obviously, let's hope that they are much more easy to get than the Mean Girls collaboration. I'm praying, honestly. But yeah, overall, I just, yeah, there's a lot of Bratz stuff coming out, so definitely let me know what you are most excited for, yeah, down below. But that was the video. I hope you all enjoyed. Leave a like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and consider becoming a member today to support the channel if you're able to, and of course, so you don't miss out when I post more content like this coming your way and keeping you up to date with all the loyalty you love. Stay safe, be kind. I hope this next time, stay peachy. Kisses.